Dearly redheaded, we are choosing consciousness today to get through this thing called grief. Interesting word, grief. It means love, which makes for a mighty good joke. But I'm here to tell you, there's nothing else. Just joy. And if the big picture tends to bring you down, go crazy once your life goes. Woo!
I was thinking of, and I hesitate to say this here, but I was thinking about, and I am hedging to telling this joke, but I'll write things that are just devastatingly true in a sentence, like my one-liners. And I came up with a one-liner based on learning something that I can't share. And it was really interesting to me. And I wouldn't share it because of privacy, not because I you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
It's just a privacy issue. It's not because of. And I came up with a way to make it funny in one line, and I will now bury it and not admit to it because I do that all the time. I do it all the time, and I it's like the equivalent to me of poetry, one-liners, because you can just say so much in a poem. You don't always need 67 chapters about something. Writing my book, I'm learning less is more. You know, I'm writing my book from a perspective of you got 10 minutes. And you're on the toilet, quite frankly, and you know you can open my book and just read from anywhere. You want to laugh, you want to cry, you want to think, bang, zoom, you're done. It's
all there.
It's very hard for me to write chapters because I know myself that's what I'm interested in. And even we've talked about it doing this podcast for 25, 30-minute increments. I do not understand how people listen to podcasts for more than 20 30 minutes. It could be on Carl Jung, and I'm like 20 minutes in looking at my watch. You know, I just can't do it. Which I think
I don't blame you though. I mean, podcasts can be very toll heavy in terms of how much content there is that you don't truly understand everything unless you listen it out in increments.
Yeah, I guess I just don't have the attention span. Or nothing is that interesting to me as much as intensity is what's interesting to me. So that's why I think I take things in small doses. But I'm learning. Since I lost my mom, I've been, there's just like, I'm growing by leaps and bounds. I lived a pretty dissociated life. I mean, I had a life, but it was very dissociated. I mean, even having this conversation, you and I have never talked about comedians, and I'm thinking, why the hell haven't I, in my previous interviews, asked people what you find funny, who you find funny? It's very interesting to me. Do you know who makes me laugh?
Who?
No, I'm just asking you. Have I ever told you?
No, you haven't. I mean, you've shared a couple people, like you like Louis C.K. on his shows, but not in person. Like we've talked about that because I remember when you went and saw him live.
Yeah, C.K. Aside from what happened, C.K. just and he'll never be the same as a result of his
what happened?
Yeah. So, but Bill Burr makes me laugh. But I love Bill Burr now that I love men who are comedians that have good relationships with women. You know, and there's a lot of examples out there, between our late night hosts, and there's plenty of comedians out there who speak just beautifully about their wives and relationships. And that is what makes it funny to bust balls. Is knowing there's a harmonious relationship behind it. It's not funny to me when You know, I don't bust the balls of men because I don't like them. I adore them. It's why we're on the planet, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just hard for me, having not had a lot of success in the romantic arena, and you know, by no fault of my own, but you know what I mean? It's just weird to be 56 years old and still, you know, wanting to be in love. It's bizarre. And there's
I
something
can
about,
imagine.
see, and that's funny to me because it's true. You remember I shared with you the Kundalini awakening? Are we over on time? Have we crossed over? We'll just go and we'll just remember when I shared with you about having a Kundalini awakening, or have I never?
Yeah. No, you have.
So,
We talked about it in your kitchen.
oh, I spent
Hmm.
time in my kitchen.
Well, if you want to call that table in your old house the kitchen, or in the living room, dining table, whichever you want to call it, we
Ah,
sat there and we talked there for a little bit
yes,
about it.
yes, yes. Now that's coming back to me. That was a very funny evening.
Yeah, it was.
Do you think I'm funny?
Oh yeah, you cracked me up. I'll say that.
I don't think about it. I don't think about it. But anyway,
But see, that's the beauty of it, though. You don't have to think about it to be funny. You're just naturally funny. Like, that's a blessing. Not many people have that gift.
just very dry. Like going over people's heads most of the time dry. And I didn't know that about myself until it was pointed out. I remember a woman said to me, again, back in the Shearson days, I said, we should all be entitled to 2 homicides. And she said, you'd be dead. I still tell that joke because it was one of the funniest fucking things anyone ever said to me.
That's funny.
Um,
You'd be dead.
yeah. Louis. Yeah, I saw Louis live months ago in preparing for his next tour because he's on tour now. And I just kept thinking, you could have made that funnier. That should have been funnier. And I was like, oh God, get out of here. Like, knock it off. You know, but I don't think he takes the same amount of risks he once could take. For obvious reasons, whether he does it consciously or unconsciously, I don't know. I thought the same thing when he was getting a divorce. He wasn't as funny as he had been when he was more happily married. And I mean, soup to nuts, I've probably listened to 6 hours of his comedy. It's not like an obsession.
Yeah.
I love comedians and interviews. That's my favorite way to experience comedians is through interviews. And there's some comedians that I didn't find, and this is, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I didn't find Seinfeld funny until he admitted he was on the spectrum. And
Really?
then he was funny to me because all of a sudden I connected the dots. I guess, you know.
See, you're gonna find it funny to hear this, but I actually don't think Seinfeld's that funny at all.
Oh, I hear you. I agree. But once and I don't remember when it was, how it was. It may have been through an interview. It's not something that, you know, like once it was said, or it didn't take flight, him being on the spectrum. But I know that in some situation it was revealed, and I was like, all right, now you're funnier to me. But yeah, I agree with you. And he has, well, I find it funny when he discusses comedy because he's so analytical about it. Like, I think he thinks other people are having that experience, which is funny to me. I've never really thought about, you know, we're all, and I don't just mean being a comedian, but I'm, you know, the egocentric part of me is much more interested in what's funny to me than what's funny to others.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I'm losing you, and I'm getting fired up. So maybe we should part ways.
No, no, it's up to you. I mean, I'm still here. I'm just hanging around, so no worries.
Well, I appreciate you tackling this with me. I think I should explore it more, at the risk of falling flat.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. I will send you those links to those comedians that we were talking about.
I'm
So that
familiar with
way,
Shane Gillis because because I've seen him, because he also, correct me if I'm wrong, he also is just a warm mush of a guy because of his,
yeah,
yeah, I know who he is. I love the warm mushes.
he's just naturally like he seems like a good person. I don't know what better way to describe it. He just seems like a fun person to hang out with, like a Seth Rogen type of character.
Yes, that's a good analogy. Did you ever see Ralphie May?
I did not.
Love Ralphie May.
I saw Ralphie May live.
He was funny.
And he did 15 minutes on finger fucking, where he just held up his hand and talked through. I have never laughed so hard in my life.
The different names.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck he said. I looked him up recently because when I want to boost, I'll watch 10 minutes of comedy, and he did, and whatever I chose to watch that particular night, and I got a great picture with him. He was very, very heavy, and he passed away. I think he had a heart attack
A while ago.
Yeah, well,
young, 40 something.
Yeah, but he couldn't, like, on stage. He just stayed in one place, and he would be on stage when the curtains opened. He was that big of a guy, but funny motherfucker. I've seen a lot of comedians. I wanted to ask you if you wanted to see anybody at the New York City Comedy Festival, but there wasn't anybody there that I wanted to see. And there's still a handful of people I'd like to see live. All right, my lovely.
All right, Joanne. Well, hey, if you ever want to do this again, count me in. I'm always open to it.
Yeah.
So just keep me in the loop if you ever want to do it again. But I did really enjoy this. This was a good conversation, a good session. And Brian, thank you for hosting me as well. Appreciate you letting me come on here as well. And pleasure meeting you. Granted, I didn't see you, but
Nice to meet you.
over the phone. Nice voice.
I hope.
I'm just here to push buttons and make Joanne look good. That's all.
And I'm hoping to make enough money that he'll do it naked.
Don't want to see that. My wife doesn't even want to see that.
See, it's not
That's
meant
funny.
to be literal. It's just meant to be funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Although, I'd pay for sex. Just putting it out there in the end here. I would.
Everybody has their price.
I think there would be a lot. I think there'd be a lot less rage in women if there were avenues. Maybe that could be a subset of that app. That app.
Let's do it. I don't know how legal now we're going into with that app, but let's do it.
and it's. I mean that you don't know what you started when you said that, because I wouldn't have. That's. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's fucking funny. Thank you for that. I can do it from the comfort of my home. I don't have to fucking sit here and talk to you fucking people. Just be fucking home with my fucking feet up.
That reminds me of like a Facebook post I saw yesterday. My cousin shared something, and it was like a little bit of comedy to it, and it was like, I don't want like a full-blown sugar daddy. I would like a sugar buddy that every once in a while just texts me every day that asks me how I'm doing. I would totally pay for that.
Yeah, I mean, and then
Just somebody to give you, a little constructive piece for the day.
That's why, and I'm being coy about how much I liked his idea, because when I was sapio texting, A total motherfucking stranger, although I did figure out who it was, which is another part of the story, because I became, I needed to figure out who it was, and it's a great story. I don't mean to start something I'm not going to finish, but I just did it 3 times. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, that was the most fun I've ever had texting a man. And it was a fucking lunatic stranger. What's that tell you?
Jeez.
Yeah. You know? And somebody said, would you do it again? I'm like, uh-huh. Like that situation.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, not in that situation I would have. Not in a new situation. And that was very hard.
Yeah.
That was very hard for certain people to understand. I mean, my dark side is fucking dark. I didn't feel it wasn't about money. It wasn't about dick pics. It wasn't about that stuff. It was just about just rapier wit, back and forth, fast, boom, boom, boom. It was like I had and that's what I'm good at. This kind of stuff. I don't know if I'm good at it. I'm doing it, but this is like 2 left brain for me. Just that fucking kept me in my right brain, and I just went to the fucking moon. And there was attempts. Like, it took this person a long time to infiltrate me, and then it was just over like very quickly because I knew what it was. You know what I mean? But it was really hard to understand, and I'm not like that afraid of society. Like, I mean, I'm already very out there and vulnerable and all that stuff, and I just can't be afraid. I don't want to be afraid. Okay, are you asleep? Because you're like,
No, I'm listening.
you touching yourself? Come on, do something.
No.
All right, we'll work on that. I'm not kidding.
Let's do it.
I am not kidding. If that's what comes out of this.
If it ends up paying off, then I just want my 5% royalty fee, and that's it.
All right, that's on tape. That's all you're getting, my peach.
Love it.
Remember you said that.
Oh, okay. I got you.
All right, much love. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Always a pleasure, Joanne. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, bye.
Pleasure, Brian. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening and supporting Natural Born Redhead. If you follow the Bouncing Balls, please like and subscribe. If you know someone interested in sparing others grief and inciting joy, message me on Facebook or reach out via my website, Natural Born Redhead. J-Ma.